I came here tonight and I promised myself I was not gonna have a Diet Coke. Is anybody else battling a Diet Coke addiction? Instead of just like sing sweet songs to you from the fridge, like you open it up and you're like, it's not a time for a DC, and you close it and you walk away. Well, I showed up here tonight fully intending not to have a Diet Coke. And I walked past that fridge and it said, hey sis, hey sis, hey sis. And I was like, is that Coke talking to me? And I was like, I've never seen a Diet Coke that said sis on the side. And I looked at Hugh and I was like, Hugh, is this your fault? Did they order just the sissy Cokes just so I could... How do I order every Coke in there says sis? I want to know where I can get these sissy Cokes. I'm so excited about having me a little sissy Coke, you know what I mean? Just a little treat, you know? So I promised myself I'd only drink it while I was on stage and I'm gonna throw the rest away so that I can go to sleep, because otherwise I leave here and then it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm just like, well, maybe I should vacuum. Maybe I should reorganize something. And then I do that for 40 minutes and then I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. But anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name is LYDIA POPOVICH. Hello, it's lovely to meet you. My pronouns are she, her, confident bitch. Hello. Hello. Very confident bitch. Love myself a tremendous amount, maybe a little too much. I like to refer to my confidence level in the third person as Jolene. Because I will steal your man just because I can. That's the level of confidence that I'm serving, ladies. You know? And listen, I get it, that's a bold statement coming from someone who looks like me. Do know what I look like? Big old fat bitch, that's right. I love saying it out loud because it makes people uncomfortable. Everyone just got real quiet. That lady almost choked on something. She was like, oh shit, she knows! It's like, yes, I know. Wasn't a miracle, you know what I mean? I just wake up fat and beautiful one day. It's been a lifelong journey and here we are. I've never been thin though. I have no idea what that's like, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not interested. It seems boring and cold. Have you seen skinny people? They're freezing. They're freezing. This is a terrible time for skinny people with the tornadoes happening everywhere. Skinny people are just walking around with lead shoes, want to be next to something sturdy at all times. I'm too independent. I can't live my life like that. You know what I mean? I need to be grounded. Grounded. It's true. I talk a lot about confidence. I think it's important that women are confident because society has us messed up, gals. Society has us messed up thinking that we are not beautiful unless we are tall, thin, young, blonde. And I'm here to tell you that that's a lie, all right? Society also wants you to think that men have standards. Yeah, here to tell you that's a lie. All right, here's the deal with men. It's very simple. The moment a woman puts her man out on the street, and by her man, I mean her little son, the moment her son goes out into that world, he's out in that world, he's lost, he's confused, he's hungry, he's got questions. He's wandering around this world just like, oh, what do I do? What do I do if I'm hungry? Where do I get a sandwich? How do I eat? What if I find a sandwich and then I get some on my pants? What if I need new pants? Where are those? Ladies, men are walking around this world just looking for another woman to answer questions and make food hot. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I know, it's a little depressing if you think about it, right? But if you really think more, it's liberating. We spend so much time wondering if we're funny enough, are we pretty enough, are we interesting enough, are we successful enough? They don't care. All you gotta do is answer the question. You don't even need to give them the brand's answer. They don't know. You can just lie to them all you want. They have no idea. If they knew, they'd just do it, but they don't. You know what I mean? They're just trying to get into your homes, ladies. That's it. Which is fine, because all you have to remember is you can rehome them. Make too many messes. You let them up on the couch. You teach them a few tricks. You give them a few treats. The moment they step out of line, just make a sandwich, put it on the porch, open the door, he'll go outside, close that door, they'll never get back in. Never get back in. You'll be fine. You'll be out there living your lives just wild and free. You know? Little facts. I like you guys. You guys are funny. I love being in rooms full of mostly women. I mean, I see the male faces out there. I see you. I see the 7 of you who are here that either are paying for the whole thing or got dragged here because you did something wrong and goddamn it, you didn't get a vote. You know, you didn't get a vote. You didn't get a vote. You're coming with me to Hugh Hauser. You know? The rest of you here without men are like, why are you bringing them up? I'm trying to have a good night. And I get it. I get it. All right? I love my man very much. He's my best friend. I couldn't imagine my world without him in it, but I have to be honest and tell you, ladies, that I absolutely hate living with him. I hate it with every fiber of my being. I wish there was some way that we could not live in the same home together. But I have almost the best thing, which is when we moved into our new home, I demanded that we bought one big enough so that we could have separate bedrooms. That's right, and this has hushed the room. A couple people in the back, yes, because they get it. So let me just clue you into why I did that. Separate bedrooms are why your grandparents were together for 57 years. And your parents got divorced after, I don't know, 13, 15? You need your space. Remember all those questions? It's non-stop. It's like as soon as you move into a home with a man, all working knowledge he has of how things work is just vanished, just gone. Stuff like, where's the toilet paper? You know, and he's like, what? Babe, we're out of toilet paper. There's no more vulnerable state than your man in the bathroom alone without toilet paper. When you hear that call, babe! And their voice always cracks, like, there's like this always that urgency. It's never a normal babe, you know that's I don't have toilet paper. You know? You always gotta tell them, like, did you look under the sink? And they're like, in the cabinet. Where else? Yes, yes. You know? It's like if you would've let me just get a bidet, we wouldn't have this problem. But no, you can't get a bidet, because that's gay. Can't have water tickling my butt. I'm not gay. Not gay? You think I'm gay? I'm like, no, I think you're disgusting. Like, and if we're gonna be honest, gay men are doing a lot of other things. And if we're gonna take any advice from them, it's how to have a clean butthole. You know what I mean? Like, they are experts. Like, come on. Come on. Experts. The real reason, though, best reason, best benefit of having separate bedrooms is this, though, ladies. After a long day of being a lady out there answering questions to your man, you go out into the world, there's just loose men wandering around. In the produce section, you can be minding your own business, just there, standing, and you'll just feel some eyes on you, and I'll turn around, and it's always just a loose man. Confused in the produce department, picking stuff up like it's the surface of Mars, just shaking watermelons, you know what I mean? Knocking on apples, just, you know, looking for a woman who will make eye contact with long enough to answer his question, you know, and I'm always the dumbass who makes the eye contact, you know, I'm like, oh. And he's like, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. You tell me, is this a ripe avocado? Is this ripe? Is this avocado ripe? Is this a ripe one? Is this ripe? Is this ripe avocado? Is this a good one? Is this ripe? Last time I didn't get a good one, she was real mad. You gotta help me, is it ripe? I gotta close my eyes. Take a deep breath. Open them up, look at this man who I don't know, and say, sir, that's a pear. It's a pear. But that's why having separate bedrooms comes in handy, because if it's not at home, it's out in the world, just answering questions. So when I get home, I got stuff I want to do. I want to be left alone. I've been a lady all day. I want to take my bra off. I want to scratch unmentionable places. I want to starfish that bed. I want to talk to the dog about some shit. I don't need you in here. If it's a weekend, you know I got at least 3 hours of Real Housewives, and I got an edible in my purse. I'm trying to get wild, you know? I'm trying to talk to Erica Jane. I don't need you here. Leave me alone. Give me my space. And let's face it, he's got weird things he wants to do. Men love YouTube. They want to fall asleep with the TV turned all the way up and then bring that phone out and watch YouTube. They're going to rest it right here. Doesn't matter if they got a belly or not, they're going to put it right here. That's going to be turned all the way up, and then they're going to start watching videos of guns being assembled and disassembled and reassembled. Be watching videos of, you know, is Iron Man real? Are pears avocados? Like, you know. You don't need to watch that. Let them be idiots by themselves, you know? And truly the best reason to have separate bedrooms is this, ladies. There is no more gratifying feeling in the entire universe than having sex with your husband and then sending him directly to his room. Let the dog back in, close the door. You know, it's just, see you in the morning, idiot. You know, it's just, we only have a few more minutes together, and I had so much more I wanted to talk about. But we're gonna spend a little time on this and then see if I can hurry up into something else. So most of the time when I talk to audiences, I start this joke and try to be relatable. And I say things like, oh, have you ever flown first class? But I'm gonna skip that because I can see your faces. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not poor. I'm doing very well for myself, okay? And I can tell you guys are doing very well for yourselves. You're Hugh Hauser fans. I know you have money. I know some of you are rich fucking bitches, okay? And I love you, I aspire. You know, and I always felt good about myself. I fly first class, yes, every time. What am I, a heathen? What am I gonna get out of that big sky bus? I actually made the mistake of flying on Southwest to Chicago because I was like, it's only an hour, I'll just fly on Southwest. Oh my God. I had no idea, you know, but I did get to take advantage of something. They have something called a customer of size policy, which is if you are a fat person, they will give you 2 seats and let you board before everyone. I'm talking before the legless vet. I'm talking before the 9 wheelchairs. I'm talking before the babies. I'm talking before retired and current military. I'm talking first. All right? So you better believe I walked my fat ass up there and was like, customer of size, please. Got myself my little ticket, and you walk right on that plane, and you get to choose your seat, and you sit next to you, and then you get to, no one can sit next to you, which means it's your sole responsibility to select whom sits in the window seat, because I sit on the aisle. And every single time, I always keep my eyes open for a big old strapping man. Just a big old boy that just, you know, isn't gonna sit somewhere else, and I wait for him to walk by, and then I'm like, sir, and then it's just you and a big old strapping man that you're not married to, you know? You just get to look over, you fall asleep, put your hand on his thigh. Oh, I'm so sorry. So fun. But I still do prefer to fly first class. I love flying first class. When I tell people who've never, they're like, oh, it's so expensive, is it worth it? I'm like, yes. Yes, it's worth it. There's far less people, the seats are bigger. They give you champagne as soon as you get on the plane, like sometimes in a real glass. I didn't know that I could actually sit down in a plane seat without a real glass of champagne. And, you know, I was like, oh, this does help, thank you. It's so much easier, you know? But I flew internationally first class, which is the best way to go. If you're not flying first class internationally, get your game up. What are you doing? Get your points together, you know? But the first time I went internationally, I flew to London. Or actually, I'm sorry, I was flying to Germany. And I got on the plane and they started offering everyone pajamas. They're like, oh, would you like a sleep suit? Would you like a sleep suit? Would you like pajamas, sleep suit, pajamas, sleep suit? And everyone's taking these pajamas and going into the restroom and coming out and changing. And soon everyone's wearing the same outfit, right? And I was on a flight to Germany and I was like, oh my God, is this how it starts? What is happening? What is happening? Oh my God, I'm terrified. You know? Jesus. I did not take the pajamas because I had brought my own because, like I said, I'm rich. So I already had my cozy little outfit. I was wearing linen. I was good for the hours of time. But there was one other person who did not take those pajamas, and he was seated directly across from me. And I had already taken note of him because he was attractive. Like, I'm talking top tier handsome. Like, looked like he had been carved out of butter. You know what I'm saying? Just like glistening golden skin, blonde hair, a sweater so soft I could hear it. It was just like, cashmere, cashmere, cashmere. And I was planning on hitting on this man because it was before I was, in my relationship, and it was an 8-hour flight. There's time, So I was about to reach across the aisle and introduce myself when this man did something unthinkable. He took his finger and he shoved it into his nose. And then took it out and put it right into his mouth. This gentleman picked his nose and ate his boogers in first class. I was mortified. I was like, what is happening? No one over the age of 6 should be in their nose in public, and certainly not in first class. Everyone knows if you have a situation, you fake a cough, then you get in there. Then you discreetly ball it up, you wipe it on your husband's back, you put it under the table, you handle it like an adult. Okay? Not this guy. Shameless. Finger, nose, mouth, staring right at my lady face. And I was just processing it when he did it a second time. Nose, mouth, eyes. And I was like, oh my God. And I was disgusted for a split second, and then I realized, that's how rich I want to be. There it is. There it is right there. I want to be so rich. I can pick my nose, eat it in first class, and make eye contact with a beautiful woman. Do you know how much money that is? I don't. So now when people ask me, Lydia, how do you measure success? I say, listen, I'm not stopping until I'm booger eating rich. That's my time. You guys have been phenomenal.